Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Paulo, tell us about that piece.
Well, thanks again, Steve, for having us. It's always a pleasure to be here. Let me make sure I speak close to the microphone so you guys at home can hear me. Great. So, well, this piece is titled Brumas by my professor in Brazil. He might be watching. Paulo Porto Alegre is one of the pieces he wrote for trio. And brumas means a fog. I think because of the arpeggio, that's kind of like all those open strings, so it brings you kind of that vibe a little bit. And for those who love music theory, that's all based on a Lydian mode, you know. So it's all that kind of like B flat, major 7 kind of sound. And just real quick about the students also here at our work, the idea is to have a combination of the classical training with the jazz and the improvisation. So we played a fully written piece, but part of it was all improvised. We had some set of changes. And in the second half of the piece, we added that a tune by John Coltrane called Mr. Psy. We were just rehearsing and we were jamming it one day. I was like, okay, let's just combine those two. And those students, Quentin Truman, they are very proficient classical guitarist and jazz guitarist, so I thought was a good opportunity to put those two things together and have some fun, and I had fun myself. So
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, how long have you all been working on that piece to put it together?
Well, it hasn't been really that long. Maybe a month, less than a month.
Yes.
We actually met only 3 times, I think, but those guys came really prepared, and the schedule is so busy, and I was like, let's prepare, let's get together and do it.
Yes.
You know, and those guys are going to graduate, so that's how the real world works, right? So you need to be able to put stuff together fast, and that was kind of the idea too, like just to be able to learn it quickly and sound as natural as possible, you know, without being too worried about the page. So they're doing a wonderful job. So it's a pleasure for me to be playing with them and be part of this great event with the students.
Wonderful. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
All right. What is next? What on earth do we have coming up?
Sure. We're going to transition into a duet now, and we're going to do a piece by the great Astor Piazzolla entitled Oblivion, arranged for 2 guitars, and our guitarist here, as they make their way over to the seats, Kevin Coleman and Cameron Holmes. And Piazzolla, of course, wrote a lot of music for his tango band, which was electric guitar, bandoneon. He actually had percussion and electric bass. But many of his works have actually been reconfigured for solo guitar in the past 20 or 25 years or duo ensemble. So his music works really well for nylon string. So
while they're getting set up there, it's a good transition to talk about the classical guitar. We do all kinds of different guitar playing on the show, from electric and steel string and stuff like that, but these are classical instruments. So just give some of our listeners that may be less familiar with that kind of the rundown of the differences in a classical guitar from a steel string acoustic.
Mostly the largest change is going to be the strings. The strings are nylon instead of steel strings, and also the instrument itself is constructed pretty light for the most part, comparatively to, like, you know, a lot of the other instruments. And a really nice classical guitar usually has all solid woods. So you're looking at a solid back and sides. The front of the instrument is usually made of either cedar or spruce, and then the back of the guitar, there's a wide variety of wood. A few years ago, Brazilian rosewood became a rare wood, and it's illegal to use it. You can still find guitars made from old stock, but most of the guitars now are made from Indian rosewood or you know, sometimes Madagascar rosewood. So yeah, and it's the tuners here are slightly different, of course, and then the way we string the guitar is different down at the bridge.
And the neck is a bit wider than a standard So that would be a 2-inch neck on the width on the neck there. So, all right, I think they're ready to go.
All right.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. What a lovely piece.
It's a wonderful piece. One of his more famous pieces. Yeah.
Wonderful, guys. Fantastic. Great, great job.
Nice job.
Wonderful. So, with the y'all have already had some performances with the guitar the guitar ensemble this semester, or
Not yet.
not yet?
Actually, next week I wanted to promote our concert because our concert will take place a week from this Wednesday over at McAfee Hall on the
Okay.
campus. And that'll be at 7:30. Plenty of free parking, and there will actually be a lot more groups than what we brought with us tonight. So it'll be a full concert program, probably about an hour, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tell us about the next piece.
Sure. Yeah, the next piece The last piece we featured some music from Argentina. The next piece we're going to move to Cuba. The composer is Leo Brouwer, and he wrote this recent trio called the Fuga Cubana No. 1. So it is in the format of a fugue. Of course, he treats the fugue a little differently than Bach used to. So it has more of a contemporary and modern language. And there's actually, this is one of the only pieces I've ever seen where there's a 1/4 measure. So be on the lookout for that. That's kind of fun.
Now, while they're getting set up, are all of these guitar majors? Or are they various majors? And what are they, freshmen, sophomore? What?
Yeah, it's a mix of different age groups. Like the first group that played for us today, Truman and Quentin, as Paolo mentioned, are both seniors. And several of the members of the ensemble this time are freshmen and sophomores, and we have a couple juniors as well. So it's a mix, of different age groups and different classes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I should have realized this, and probably did know it somewhere along the line, but that Leo Brouwer is from Cuba.
He is from Cuba.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're excited to hear it. What a fun little piece.
Yeah, a lot of excellent opportunities for students to study ensemble playing in this piece, because we have some mixed meter and some kind of, harsh harmonies from time to time.
Yeah.
And some really, they've done a great job. They've really worked really hard on this. So.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. All right, while they're switching out, it seems like a great time to take just a few minutes while the next group is getting set up here. I wanted to let you guys know that we are getting ready to start our Guitar Gathering Academy, our Christmas songs edition. We do these Guitar Gathering Academy several times throughout the year. There's usually a hymns one, we've done a Beatles one, we've done lots of jazz ones, and it's getting around closer to the holidays, so we thought we would do, for the third year, we're going to do a Christmas season with it. And so you can go to guitargatheringacademy.com and get all the information. You're not too late. We're going to send out the first song on Thursday, and how it works is you'll learn 4 songs in 4 weeks, and I will send you a lesson teaching you how to play the song, teaching you the chords, the melody, different chord substitutions if you want to do that. And then we also cover solo guitar arrangements. So there's things for basic arrangements, there's intermediate arrangements, and then we do full-out big jazz arrangements of these songs too. So got several great songs that we're doing this season with it. I'll Be Home for Christmas, Angels We Have Heard on High, and We Wish You a Merry Christmas is what I'm working on currently this week. So if you're interested in joining us, check out guitargatheringacademy.com. I'll send you the lesson. You get a PDF with all the music, the music notation, tab, chord blocks, fingering diagrams, every stinking thing I could think of to throw in there to help you. And then you rehearse it for the week, you work on it, and then we come at the end of that week, we will do a live Zoom session where we're all there together, and you can ask me your questions, and I'll take you through the material. And if you have a question on something that stumped you, that's a good time to ask it. So it's a great value for the songs that we are able to do. So if you're interested in joining with us, check it out and get in by Thursday, because it all starts on Thursday. So I wanted to give something away, if we can do that. Let's give away since we're back at Groons, I can give away Groons stuff. So we are going to give away a Groons mug to a worthy, yes, Max Josephson. You have just won a Groons mug. Max, send me your information at service@guitargathering.com. What you won, what your screen name is, and your mailing address, and we will mail this out to you. Isn't it fun being back at Groons? I tell you, I've missed it. We've been doing wonderful things at our home studio, but now we can get back and start to do things from time to time at Groons, and they have just been a wonderful partner. They have been waiting for us to come back, and so we've had to work out some logistical things, and I'm so glad that we are able to be back at Groons. So congratulations, Max. That's always lots of fun. Hey, if you're interested in supporting the work that we do, we've got the Super Chat going on tonight. We've got, there's a PayPal link there too if you want to donate with PayPal to all of the events that we do as well. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate it all. So congratulations, Max. All right, tell us about the next piece we got going on here.
Yeah, we're going to return to the trio format here, and got 3 of our students going to play a piece by Agustin Barrios Mangore. And Barrios was from Paraguay. Mm-hmm. So he wrote this piece, coincidentally enough, called Danza Paraguaya. And our performers tonight going to be Jaron Bunde, Kaylin Fry, and Devin Lalonde.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Great job, guys.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
fantastic. Gosh, sounds so great. Hey, if any of you guys have questions for us, just let us know. Put it in all caps. That helps me be able to see them as the chat is whizzing by there. So I see so many of you are appreciating everything that's going on there. Jaron, you've got a fan there. Levi is saying, way to go, Jaron. Hey, thank you, Christine. We appreciate your super chat there. All right. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All right. Tell us about what the next one that we're gonna
Sure.
hear. Thank you so much, guys. Great
Yeah,
job.
awesome. The next piece, we're going to move back to Brazil, and we're going to bring up a duo. A gentleman I know pretty well, the great Brazilian composer Sergio Assad. He wrote a film soundtrack in '94, and it was called Natsu no Niwa. It's for a Japanese film soundtrack. And they're going to do a piece from that set of pieces called Watermelon, which is kind of an unusual piece. Some of the things that will be happening in this piece, Sergio is a member of the world-renowned Assad guitar duo, and the one thing they do really well is oftentimes they will alternate 16th notes between the duo. So you'll hear like a ping pong effect when that happens. And so they're going to do this magic act tonight where they recreate that ping pong effect for us. So good luck, guys, and of course Charlotte.
Wonderful. And now I've seen you. This is your third time up. They're working you.
He's getting triple scale.
Triple scale. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Exactly. Checks in the mail. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Now,
great
how
job.
how many times a week do they rehearse, or how often are they able to get together?
I don't know how many times they get together, but the class, we meet for about 3 hours a week. And we meet an hour and a half on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. And now, in full disclosure, I think these folks played this piece, was it last semester as well? So they had kind of got away from it, and then they revived it here recently. So we revisited Watermelon. So
What
great
a
job.
what a wonderful, tricky little piece to try and put together, because it just is effortless going between the two guitars, which I'm sure is harder than. Yeah, I imagine the timing would be tricky to work out with all that sort of. Wow, wonderful, great job, great
Excellent.
job.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Now, Sergio Assad, you've have a connection.
Yes, I've become friends with the Assad brothers for many years, and I attended one of their concerts, and then I transcribed some of their music by ear, which wasn't published, from this same suite. And I foolishly, I gave it to Sergio when he was in Nashville one time, and I don't know, it sort of started a whole friendship, and then I played for him myself in a master class in Chicago. And yeah, they're great folks, you know, and they've best guitar duo on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And Sergio lives in Chicago, and he actually just recently wrote a piece for my guitar duo, and we're in the process of getting ready to record it and debut it. So we're really happy, and I just want to thank a good friend of mine, Mr. Fogo, for that commission. So that's exciting.
Tell us about, before we get to our last piece there, tell us about your duo, which we still need to get on the show sometime.
My duo, Duo Suggeste, we've placed, I guess we put out 2 CDs, and we're probably about 3 months away from releasing our 3rd CD, and we kind of focus on the music specifically of Latin America, Brazil, and some Spanish music. The new CD will have some really unusual music on it. I'll just leave it at that. Even Sergio's piece is not your typical Sergio Assad piece. In fact, when we got the music, we weren't sure. It was like, is this really by Sergio? You know, he's kind of stepped away from what he would typically do, but as we've learned it's been really exciting. So it's going to be something unlike anyone's heard from him. So,
well, please let us know when y'all are
absolutely
ready and wanting to do something, and we would love to have you guys on the show.
Thank you so much.
It'd be an honor.
And thanks again for having my students and our students.
It's a joy. I tell you, of course, the music is always great, but you, Robert, have been a good friend to us and to me. There's many times texts have gone back and forth where I can't make a job that I've gotten booked for whatever reason, and you have filled in for me at the last minute. I've never been so grateful for another player as when to know that I can give you a text and that it's going to be covered and covered well.
Thank you so much. And I would just like to say that what you're hearing tonight, I spend 3 hours a week with these folks, but I could not do this without my colleagues at Belmont. And I just want to thank my other colleagues, and the students work extra hard. And you know, I never, in all the time I've been doing this class, I've never really had a major issue with a student. And they work hard, they're good folks, and that's just good parenting. Wow. So thanks to all the parents out there that have put
Belmont is a phenomenal university. If you would like to check it out, you can go to belmont.edu, if I remember right.
Yes.
And if you want, you can also type in the School of Music, and that will get you to the. Belmont's not all that large of a university, but their School of Music is just world-renowned. So and it's right here on Music Row in Nashville. So if you want to get more information about that, please check that out. Can't recommend them highly enough. They're great. So, hey, thank you, Diana, for your super chat. We appreciate that. Keith is saying wonderful sound. It is a wonderful sound. We love all of that. Hey, let's give one more thing away, and then we'll let these wonderful folks play. I'm going to give a Groons t-shirt. I know who I want to give this to. I want to give this to Noah Berg. Noah Berg. Noah, are you the Noah Berg from our days back in Austin? I think I know you, Noah. I think we're Facebook buddies, and I think from friends from back in our Texas days. So hey, Noah, if you can, let us know in the chat what size. So you have just won this shirt, Noah. Isn't this a cool shirt? This is kind of the blue of the Groons one, and give us your mailing address, Noah, and we can get this out to you. Noah says, I am. Hey, come on, Noah. This is cool. The wonders of the internet. All right, so send me your size so we know. Just type in what size you are so I make sure I can get you the right size. Great. Well, congratulations. That's always fun. While we're stopped here for a second, please check out Groon Guitars. If you are interested in, if you've got a guitar at the house that you want to get appraised, one of the things that Groons is known for all over the world is being able to take guitars. You know, my grandfather left me this guitar, and I don't know what it is. And it may just be an old guitar, or it may be something that you could retire on. You don't know until you get somebody who knows guitars to really, really look at it. So you don't have to send the guitar here if you're on the other side of the country or whatever. Just send as many pictures as you can and all the information that you can about the instrument, and send that to Grunes. And 9 times out of 10, George Grune himself will do that appraisal, and he will be able to tell you if that Martin that your grandfather just left to you is worth a whole lot of money or not. So it is great to get an official appraisal from folks that know how to do it. If you're in Nashville, this is one of the legendary places to come and to visit, is to be a part of Grune Guitars. And I was just downtown just the other day walking by the old Grunes building down on Lower Broadway. Still have the painting on the side of the building there. Now Lower Broadway is just all honky tonks and
tourism,
tourism and bachelorette parties. So and pedal taverns. That's what's big down there now. So Grunes moved out here, and this is an amazing facility. So if you are coming by Nashville, don't miss a chance to stop by and check out Grune Guitars. So there you go. All right, Jeff is saying, thank you so much for the Belmont folks for such an entertaining evening. Wonderful. All right, let's close this out with this wonderful piece.
Introduce it?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, please.
Oh, that's okay. Just real briefly, we're going to move back to the music of Leo Brouwer. We did the trio earlier by him. This is an earlier work by Brouwer, and this is an excerpt of sort of a larger work. This is the first micropiece that he wrote for 2 guitars. And about a week ago, we had a great scholar on our campus coaching our students, Dr. Stanley Yates. And Dr. Yates specifically made some comments, and I agree. This music it sounds very contemporary, and it is, but there's actually some melodic lines to follow here. And the first time you hear it, it's a little startling. So I just want to give everyone a little heads up. Truman Forbes and Nathan Keith are our performers on this last duo we're going to perform for us tonight.
Truman, I think you get the award.
You're
4 out of the 6 pieces I think you've got up here now. There you go. So we're going to have to...
He works hard. He's great.
Pay you double scale there. Wonderful. Gosh, just great playing. Great job, guys. Great playing.
Nice job.
Leo Brouwer's put out, she's been such a main composer for classical guitar repertoire for so long.
I think he's still considered by many probably the most famous living classical guitar composer. And I met him finally at a GFA festival in Louisville probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I'd always wanted just to meet him because he's just such an interesting, I played a lot of his arrangements and some of his music, but he's still going strong, you know. He was born in 39 and he's been putting out like just tons of solo pieces and stuff lately. So, and trios. The piece that was we played earlier is a real recent composition of his. So.
You mentioned GFA, the Guitar Foundation of America. Tell us about that organization.
Yeah. Well, each year, except for the COVID years, as I like to call them, they put on a conference, the Guitar Foundation of America, and it's a competition where young players can compete against each other for a pretty hefty prize.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And also a recording contract with Naxos. Kind of a guarantee of a CD release. And this past summer, it was in Indianapolis. I got to attend for a few days. And I think it's going to be in New York City next summer. So they're celebrating a large anniversary. But it's a great group of people. If you're out listening to the show tonight, if you love what you've heard tonight, or if you love nylon string guitar stuff, might be an organization you're interested in getting more familiar with, or signing up to be a member of.
Do you know their website address?
I don't know it right off. But if you Google Guitar Foundation of America,
we're already on top of it.
Okay, there you go.
Diane, our wonderful moderator, has already got it.
Perfect.
guitarfoundation.org. A great organization for classical guitar, and their contest, I mean, that's a huge deal.
Yes,
is the
that's
younger players and coming from all over the world to be a part of that.
some of the greatest young players that have gone on to concert careers in the past, 20 years or more, have actually started by winning that competition. And it's a great thing for young artists, and a really nice venue for them to be. And each year they sponsor a piece that's commissioned especially for the competition. And Sergio Assad actually wrote one a few years ago, and Brouwer wrote one before that. So yeah.
I believe, Diane, forgive me, I'm going to completely botch this. There's a podcast that Guitar Foundation of America puts out. Are you familiar with it?
I've listened to it a few times. I haven't kept up with it.
It's a great little podcast. I'm sure it would be on their website. That's one of the more enjoyable ones that I listen to for guitar stuff. So please check that out. As we're finishing up tonight, I just want to thank everybody that has been part of this night and that has come to see. I wish we could spin the cameras around and you could see that there's quite a few people here at Gruhn's. And hey, gang, isn't it nice to be back at Gruhn's where we can have people here again? It's usually for 2 years. Man. 2 years it's been at our home studio, and it's just me. And so it's really, really nice to be back here where we're able to have a lot of people in the room again in this amazing, amazing place. So we had one question that came by. We've got a minute or two. What would be a good classical starter guitar? What do you look for in a nylon string guitar? I know they have entry-level stuff, but if they wanted to get a better quality nylon string instrument, what are some things that they can look for?
I want to preface this by saying I don't endorse anything that I might recommend, but it really depends on what price point you want to enter into, because if you're looking to spend under $500, many of our students that come to Belmont are studying commercial guitar, and they want to make kind of a modest investment. The Cordoba C5, they make them in spruce and cedar usually. Try some of those out. If you're wanting to get into a all solid wood instrument, you move up the Cordoba line to about the C10, C12, and you can get a guitar with all solid woods. Still with nitrocellulite lacquer finish, not the French polish. But to get into a handmade instrument these days, you're looking at probably in the at least $2,500 to $5,000 to $6,000, $7,000 range. But there are a lot of great instruments in the the $600 to like $2,000 range. So I wouldn't say that you have to spend a lot of money.
It's all about the sound. It's all about the sound of the instrument. It's quite different from buying an electric guitar. Electric guitar is just fewer variables, but with the woods and things like that, with these acoustic instruments, especially with the nylon instruments, wow. I've heard instruments that are very expensive that don't sound great, and I've heard instruments that don't cost very much at all that sound amazing. So it really depends on the type of instrument. You have to be careful with them. As with any acoustic instrument, they're sensitive to humidity and temperature change and those sorts of elements, probably a little bit more sensitive to it than any of the other instruments. Because there's just so much exposed wood there. But check it out. I love classical, the nylon string instrument. So if you don't have one, I would throw it out to you that may be one of the guitars that you might end up falling in love with. I mean, if I had to grab one if I was going to be on a deserted island, I probably would grab my nylon string. It's just a very comfortable, warm sound, and like I've said many times, the majority of the recording work I've done here in town has been on a nylon string guitar. I can play everything I know on an electric, and everybody yawns. But boy, I play a few little licks on a nylon string, and everybody goes, "Oh, that's the sound." So it's a good type of guitar to have in your arsenal if you don't have one. And this has been a great representation of the sound tonight. So thank you to everyone that has been part of this. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you for having us again. And I want to thank my colleagues that help out with this in the private lessons. And I want to thank these students because I know they're really busy. And this is like a 1 credit hour course for them.
Yeah.
But they take great pride in it, and it's a lot of fun to watch them grow and develop as players through this. So.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, keep up the great work in your learning. Your music matters. It doesn't matter whether you're a college student that has all the time in the world, like college students have all the time in the world to be on their instrument. That's laughable. I know y'all schedules are as busy as anyone's. Or if you're just doing it for fun. Your music makes a difference, so it's worth investing time in your day and in your life towards your music. It makes a big difference. Keep up the great work, and we will see you guys next week.